In this video, we're going to continue on with our work doing the utility shed. This is part 2. So we're going to continue working with the previous file. So this is where we left off with the previous file. We had 4 exterior walls, 3 with vinyl siding, 1 with brick, 3D view, the 2 elevation views. Okay, so here we're going to add an interior wall, 1/2-inch gypsum wallboard, 3.5-inch stud, 1/2-inch gypsum wallboard, which we already did create. I created that in the first video. If you need to go back towards the very beginning. At least 1 interior single panel door, at least 1 exterior single panel door, 2 windows. All right, and then so the big thing here is how to put in interior walls, doors, windows, and then proper dimensioning technique for how you dimension those things. All right. So we're going to go back to the first floor. And let's go ahead and put in a wall. Instead of an exterior wall, I'm going to go to the interior 4.5-inch wall that I made. I'm just going to put it randomly at first. I'm just going to put it across here. You can do whatever you want. You can, within reason. I think that this utility shed, it'd be nice to have like maybe a workroom and then a storage room in the back, or vice versa. Maybe it's a storage room up front and the workroom in the back, whatever you call it. Okay. Trying to think. That's it's up to you. You can put another divider in. You got 2 closets maybe, and that's your workroom. Totally up to you. However you want to design it. Okay. So that's it. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in some doors and some windows. So door first. It's a single flush 36 by 84. You can use that, or if you want a different type of window, you can click load family. And you have to maybe back out depending on, you go back to US Imperial, go to doors, residential. And I'm going to do the single panel, 1 panel wood. Okay, and then you can pick whichever size you want. So this is where you need to be kind of careful, especially with the size of the computer, processing power of the computer. However many of these you load into the file, it gets added to the file. So therefore, you're increasing the amount of memory. So if storage size or processing speed of your file is any kind of issue, please only add what you want. Or if you got a really amazing computer, never have any issues whatsoever, load as many as you want because they're going to be available to you. But then you have to select, you'll see that you're going to have to select all of them. So I'm going to do, this is a shed. You have big stuff coming in and out of here. I'm going to do the big store. So it's a 3-foot by 8-foot door. Actually, if I do 8 foot, that's going to go right up to the ceiling. Yeah, actually, no, because I'm going to put the doors on the gables. All right, so 3 foot by 8 foot, say okay. All right, and it's going to go, if I do this, if I put it right here, notice how the door opens up into the middle of space. That's not really what you want. Typically, when you put in a door into a room, you want it to open into the room. So if you're walking, if this is like where the main door is coming in, you're going to want to have it open into the closet, and you're going to want the door to swing against the wall. So you hit the space bar, it changes the way it opens. You move the mouse, it changes it to that way. So if I have it up here, I'm going to hit the space bar, and it's going to open up against that wall. So whichever one you want. Let's see, I think I'm going to, maybe put it there. All right, because again, I don't want it to open up here, like that's going to open in the middle space, and then if there's anything behind the door, it's going to get smashed. You don't have a closet door typically open into the main room. You have it open into the closet itself. All right, so there's my interior door. I'm going to load a new door, and I want the exterior. Let's see, maybe I'll have to back out a second. Door, single flush, single panel. Let's see. Well, yeah, the exteriors, there's not really ones that are preloaded in here. So let's see, commercial, exterior double, single, 2 light. let's see. So these aren't exactly what you want. Let's go back to residential, or let's just go to the main. So that's the generic one that's already in there. These are garage doors. Let me just double check the requirements here. One exterior single panel door. Okay, so I'm just going to go to residential. Yeah, I'm going to choose this one here. Say okay. Again, make it the biggest possible door. And again, this one is a little bit different for exterior doors, in terms of if you like symmetry. Typically, you do have, they can kind of open up into space. Sometimes you might put a little wall behind it here. So if I put it here, you might want to put a little wall here, where this is where you put your closet. So hit escape to get out of there. So some people might put in a wall kind of behind here to have it swing up against something. And maybe again, make this like a small closet or something if you wanted to. Totally your call. All right, I'm just gonna have it open up in the middle of space like that. All right, so I got my doors, now my windows. 2 windows, not specified at all. Okay, so you can use any windows you want. So if you go to window, there's fixed windows if you want that. Otherwise, you can do load more windows. So you have to get out of the doors, go up to, or go, sorry, down to windows. And you can use any kind of windows you want. There's lots and lots of different windows. You have awning, bay windows, casement windows, double, casement, double hung. These are kind of your more typical windows, your double hung windows, your fixed, oval, louver, single hung. So I'm going to use a double hung window. Let's see. Uh, 2.6 by 4.4, 2.6. Let's do a pretty big one. Let's do 3.2 by 4.4. Okay, overwrite. So apparently that was already in there. I'm gonna overwrite it. So here again, there is an inside and outside to the door or the windows. So if you kind of have it like this, you'll notice that it's the wrong way. So if I escape out, you see it's just like a wall that has the double arrows. That's supposed to be on the outside. Okay, so let's see which. Oh, I didn't even put in. Okay, so this the windows I wanted double hung. Apparently, a whole bunch of them are already in here. What did I want? 30 by 46. So let's click on that, delete it. Window 30 by 46. All right. There we go. There we go. And I'll put one in the back here. And yeah, let's have some fun. Let's put 2 in the front here. Okay. So nice and lots of sunlight in this thing. All right. Oh, don't forget. So if I go to 3D view here, you'll notice that this interior wall does not go up to the roof. So if I want to see inside of it, it's hard to see inside right now, but I can do this thing called crop view. And it's hard to see the crop region right now because I've cut down the section view so much. So if I drag the section view out a bit, and there we go. So now, oh yeah, crop region visible. Where is that? Which one? Oh, section box. That's what I want. Section box. So you can pull the section box back, so that way you only see a certain part of your design. See how the interior wall doesn't go up to the ceiling. So if I want the interior wall to go up to the ceiling, same idea. Click on it. You say attach top base. Click on the ceiling. Okay, so now the interior wall goes all the way up as well. Okay. Then you can turn the section box off if you want to. Okay. And go back to the home view. You have to redo this. Otherwise, it's going to be all kinds of issues. All right, and almost done. Okay. So there's kind of the look of it. Now let's dimension to make sure everything is where I want it to be. So I go to first floor. So I need a lot more dimensions. I'm going to delete out the existing dimensions. So there's 3 layers of dimensions with any in architecture. All right, there's the overall outside dimension. That's the outermost dimension. So from outside edge of the core to outside edge of the core, 16 foot, that's the outermost dimension. Okay. And then the next is from wall to wall. So outside edge of the wall, any interior wall, you go to center line and then outside edge. All right. And these aren't very pretty dimensions. I can make it look nicer or be nicer, easier for the carpenter to work with. So if I select this wall, I want it to be, let's say 5'8". So, oops. That's interesting. Okay. I want to lock that one so that one doesn't move. Why doesn't that one let me? Let's try that again. Outside edge to the center line, to the outside edge. Okay, I must have clicked something wrong. So I don't want to be 5'7.5", I want to be 5'8". So click that one, 5'8". And those are nice, easier numbers for the carpenter to measure out. And then, so the outside, the biggest dimension, the outermost dimension, is the outside edge to outside edge. From there, it's walls, so outer walls to inner walls. Outer walls are always the outside edge of core. Inner walls are always the center line of the core. And then from there, it's the openings, so doors and windows. So this wall doesn't have an opening in it, so I'm not going to do any additional dimensioning here. Here, there's a window, so I'm going to dimension from the previous dimension, the outside edge, to the center of the rough opening, and then to the center line. All right. And something didn't quite line up here. I'm going to delete that out. Try that one more time. All right, so outside edge, center line, and then to the center of the wall. Okay. Oh, it must be the door. Something with the door I keep on snapping to. All right, so 4, 7.5. So I want this to be actually equally spaced in here. And so there's a way to do that. You click on the window, activate dimension, and usually it used to be, or sometimes there's a EQ button that you can click. All right, so 5, let's see, 5, 8.5, 4, 7.5. So I'm just going to guess at like 5'1". Okay, so 5'2". Okay, could have done the math, I'm sure, and it would have been easier or faster, but either way. All right, so there I have it, and I can drag these down a little bit, make them a little bit closer. Okay, so let's keep on dimensioning. Outside edge to outside edge, 12 foot. And then there's no additional wall to do here, so I'm just going to go kind of the innermost one. That's fine. Oh, look, it's already centered. Wow, that's impressive. Can't believe I did that. This wall, this outside wall should be the exact same, so I do want to move that window so it lines up. So let's do this. And then click on the window, activate dimension, click on this, say 5'2", 5'2". All right. Okay, there's that button, that EQ button. Okay, all right, out of the way. I don't need to dimension it because it's the exact same as it is across there. And then let's see. I don't need to dimension the outermost dimension on this wall over here because the outermost dimension is the exact same as it is over there. It's just repeating dimensions. You don't need to do that. So wherever you're repeating dimensions, don't do that. That's just redundant and just crowds up the, there's no inner wall here. So all you need to do is the innermost set of dimensions to the middle of each rough opening. Okay, and that's really busy, and that's because all the awkward dimensions. So click on the window, activate dimension. It's, what is it? 2, 5.5. So let's say 2, 4. And I'll do that same thing up here. Activate dimension. Click on this and say 2, 4. And then 3, 8, 3, 8. So everything's nice and equal. Wow, that door is evenly right in the middle. Nice. And the last one is this inner one. So outside edge to the center of the door, to the outside edge. And let's make that a nice even 2, 1. Okay. So that's nicely dimensioned now. All the dimensions that I need are there. This can get confusing, or like just having the concrete show up on the plan. So if I look here, especially with the dimensions, it can be just kind of frustrating and like just crowd up everything. I know it's there, but I don't want to see it. So I can click on it, right click, and say hide in view element. So the floor is still there. I haven't deleted it, but it just doesn't show up unless I actually need it to. All right, so it's all dimensioned. Let's see, what else do I need? I need a 3D view, floor plan, overall exterior dimensions, dimensions to interior walls, dimensions to center lines of rough openings, done that. 2 elevation views. All right, so let's dimension the elevation views. So go to the east. All right, so, well, I already know that the elevation, or the roof elevation is 8 foot, so I don't really need to do much there. I know it's a 5/8, so if I needed to, I could get the elevation or dimensions otherwise. So in all honesty, that's actually it. No more need for anything. Go here, and the cool thing about Revit is everything is auto updated. So all the dimensions are already updated for me. Oh, that looks like that got a little off center. So let's go back here. Let's go up and over. And let's see how that turns out now. I can move this a little bit, and then, yeah, there we go. That'll look a little bit better. Okay, so now I am done with version 2. So let's go through the whole print process again. Remember, it's the print icon. Adobe PDF, hopefully that works for you. Properties, you probably need to reset it again. Smallest file size, architectural B, that's your 11/17. And say, okay. For whatever reason, for me, I've always had to hit preview. So let's hit preview. And then once I hit preview, that will let me hit print. And okay. And I'm going to do utility shed V2. Hit save. And there we have it. So go ahead and submit this when you're done. Let me know if there's any questions.